All right, I'm reporting to you guys from Puerto Rico this time. New moon in Taurus, and I pulled some cards. I'm a day late, but it doesn't really matter. It's still the energy, it's still the time, and we've got another week until the next moon cycle, the quarter moon. But I wanted to still reach out and get some messages across for myself and for others. It's been a surprisingly difficult trip for me. Just a lot of, you have like romanticized ideals of what some things could be, and then you actually experience them and you realize that things are completely different than what you thought they could be. And I'm sure that, I haven't, just impossible for me to see everything in the short amount of time that I've been here, but it's definitely a lot to process, and these cards are helpful in processing my own emotions and what is coming through me and what I'm feeling from this place. It's beautiful, but there's a lot of heartbreak here, and it's been pretty hard to reckon with. But I'm still here, I'm still pulling cards, so I'll start with the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is a card of, so it's the air element. The swords is the air element, and it's a problem and a solution all wrapped up in one, because 5 is the center between 1 and 10, so it's very much still figuring things out and still figuring how to work with the energies that are coming at you. And so if you look at this card, it's got the swords cutting the earthworm in half, and I find that symbolism really interesting because it's about the ways in which like our thoughts can cut us down and really discourage us from doing what we know is best for us, or what we know is our purpose in this world. And for me, I've been really going through it. I've been having a lot of hopelessness and different various things that make me feel like I don't want to keep doing anything. I want to give up, and I can't give up. And the beautiful thing about when you cut an earthworm in half is that both sides live, and it heals itself, and then they go on to be an earthworm again. And so I just find that really interesting, that the potential to not just give up and die just because something hurts is always there, especially because we are regenerating beings. We're just energy flowing, and we're really just doing the best that we can, and tend to get caught up in like human ego drama and things that we can't control. I've been trying to control my situation and figure out how I fit into this place and into my larger diaspora, and it's really interesting how difficult it has felt. And so this is a significant of the difficulties that can arise when we're just trying to go through our daily lives. But I have to remind myself not to give up. There's always something around the bend that I don't see, and that is worth putting in energy and allowing myself to heal to see what comes next. So I hope that you are willing to see what comes next for you. Then we've got Sprout, which is learning something new, it says. So Sprout, and then green has to do with the heart chakra. So it's about really like allowing your heart to learn something new, and allowing yourself to sprout through the darkness, the nutrient dense soil, or maybe the nutrient lacking soil. Some plants grow in nutrient lacking soil and add nutrients to the soil. And so just think about, like, depending on what your situation is, there's an opportunity for you to bring good to the situation. There's an opportunity for you to grow through the situation. It's up to you what you choose to learn and what you choose to accept for your heart. And I'm really just trying to like make space for myself and be as kind as possible to myself, and understanding that I can't control anything here, and I can't even make the situation better. I can put in work, and I do and will put in more work, especially seeing what I've seen here. But I can't change the world in a day. I probably won't change the world in my lifetime. All I can do is plant seeds and hope for the best. And I'm planting those seeds in my heart too, because I need to feel hope, and I need to feel like there's a possibility of something better than the shit stack world that we're leaving for the next generations. It's really, really depressing for me. But I'm trying to, I'm sitting here doing these cards, so I'm trying to like bring in that new learning energy. Like, what can I learn from this situation? What can I learn from being here in Puerto Rico? And then we've got elk, which is very much about ancestral energy. And these animals, they're majestic, they're regal, they're moving through the forest, the deep, dark forest that humans are afraid to go through because there's danger for us there. Well, the elk is huge and has these giant horns to protect itself and to battle what it needs to battle, and to also feel like the king of the forest or the muse of the forest. And really tapping into ancestral energy. I mean, obviously, I'm in the land of some of my ancestors, and really feeling into it has been much harder than I expected. The state of the island and the state of the ancestors with Hurricane Maria, with U.S. politics, like imposing itself upon Puerto Rico, and just the intensity in which the native population across the Americas, but here, because I'm talking about here, where it was decimated and destroyed, and it's so much. It's like the air is thick, it's humid, but the air is thick with something more than just hot, wet air. It's thick with sadness. So I'm really interested in looking to this card and looking to my ancestors and looking for the strength that they had to stay alive in order to make me be alive. And how can I continue holding that strength and not giving up just because I feel overwhelmed and tired? Like, they were overwhelmed and tired too, but here I am thanks to them. So I want to continue that legacy and continue the work that they need me to do in order to not give up. I don't know. It's been a lot. So I'm grateful for them standing with me, and I'm grateful for them reaching out through the cards. And also on this card, we've got the sun or the moon eclipsing the sun. And that energy is like bringing the feminine receptive in front of the masculine active sun energy. So maybe not necessarily a time of throwing yourself out there, but more of just like sitting with your feelings and figuring out how to connect to your subconscious and reroute the subconscious patterns so that you don't fall into the negative patterns that slow you down and take you out of what is truly important to you and the ancestors and the future generations that we are building towards. And last is lepidolite. And I know I've pulled this card before, and it's interesting that it's coming back. It's stress relieving stone. It actually has lithium in it, so it's very much about how can you relieve stress, how can you allow yourself to take care of yourself. Like yesterday, I wanted to do the video yesterday, but so many things came up, and so like the place that we were staying went bad and we had to get out of there, and it was just so stressful, and I had a huge emotional breakdown, and I was like overwhelmed from so many things that had happened up until this point, and my body not feeling good, and my and I'm still coughing, like I have been having trouble breathing, my skin's having trouble, my hair's having trouble. It's been rough, but you know what? I was able to take a little bath, and I wasn't able to do everything that I wanted to do in terms of ritual for the new moon, But it wasn't about that. It wasn't about having to do everything perfectly the way that you envision doing it. It's about what can you do to just take care of yourself enough to prove to yourself that maybe tomorrow could be a better day, that maybe tomorrow you'd be able to do the things that you wanted to do. But right now you can only do what you can do. So I took a short little bath. I gave myself the salt scrub, and I really just tried to cleanse so that I could make this video today. And this card and this stone is really asking us to, like, and it's also about the crown chakra. So it's like bringing in the ancestral or universal energy to remind us of, like, what is our purpose here? What is it that we're doing? How can we best take care of ourselves so that we might inspire others to take care of themselves too? Because the more that we individually take care of ourselves, the more the opportunity is for other people to feel that that is valid and worth it. And then when more people are taking care of themselves, they're empowering themselves. And when we're empowering ourselves, we are able to empower the grander scheme of humanity. And I straddle between the worth of life and not, and that's my dark 8th house Scorpio energy constantly coming through. But you know, this is the real deal. Like, I don't know if you know, like, the severity of an entire island getting, almost entire island, like, demolished, and there's still to this day so much destroyed from Hurricane Maria. And to have some man who calls himself a president come and throw motherfucking paper towels to the people, I'm telling you, I am so livid, and I feel so heartbroken for the people of this island. And I see it in the plants. I can't go anywhere without seeing plants that are still, like, they're growing. And that's the beautiful thing about Puerto Rico, is that it continues to grow, and it will continue to grow, and it's going to shut down anything that's trying to stop it from growing. But it's a fight for its life, you know? And the people here are resonating that too, like a fight for their lives, even though they're super resilient and super sweet. It's a blessing to be here with these people, but also it's sad, it's painful. And this is what happens when you have a government that chooses to completely ignore people and essentially just tell them, just die so you can get out of our way. And I need this stress relief in order to just cope with everything here that is really breaking my heart. But so I hope that you also find some stress relief, and you also find some reasons to take care of yourself. And I hope that you're doing well, and you're focusing on what's really important, which is the little joys, the people you love, the community you hold dear, the environment that surrounds you, because that's what we got. And pay homage to your ancestors, because they went through hell to get you here, and we are continuing to go through hell to make sure that we pave the way for something not horrible for the future generations. So I guess I will see you next week. Thanks for coming by. Bye.